Bonbonnois, YouTube. I've been staying away from American politics like a cat avoids water. Now, it seems I can no longer. Some things are just more important. It seems that Governor Rick Santorum has decided that secularism, and by extension atheism, is a religion, and has called for it to be legally defined as one. In the interests of fairness, I will let the man speak for himself, and then I'll be back with my own comments. As per the norm, all relevant links are in the description.
We have not fought in the public square for freedom of for our religious values to be allowed out there, just like theirs are. And it's really interesting, Brian. I'm sure you've talked about this. The idea that if you take religion out of the public square, if you take the Bible out of the classroom, that's neutral. Well, no, it's not neutral. It's a different worldview. You can call it, I think we should start calling secularism a religion, because if we did, then we could ban that too, because that's what they've done. They've hidden behind the fact that the absence of religion is not a religion of itself, which in fact it is, because it has certain moral values and certain teachings that look like a religious, a type of moral worldview. So what we have to start doing as Christians is reassert ourselves and saying, you know what? The freedom of religion is not the freedom from religion. We should be in the public square. We should be taught in the schools. This should be an open marketplace of ideas instead of throttling one particular perspective under the name of being offensive to some people.
What Dick here fails to realize is that the freedom of religion is, in fact, freedom from religion, and that the establishment of an official religion is a violation of the First Amendment. I respect your right to speak, Dick, but I don't have to like you using the power of your orifice as a pulpit to insist that your way is the way America needs to do anything. I am not about to let you alone to permanently poison the education system in this country. Injecting evangelical Christianity into the schools will result in the utter demise of science education as we know it today, replaced by the doggerel of intelligent design or some such idiocy. What's next? The reduction of the periodic table of elements to fire, earth, air and water? We could add a geocentric flat earth in for afters. What Mr. Dick has done is think with his holy book, and not with the 3 working brain cells he might someday hope to call his own. It hasn't occurred to him to use his brain to consider the consequences of such a thing. If the First Amendment holds, with secularism defined as a religion, then what do we teach? Nearly nothing would be legal in those terms except literature and basic mathematics, and maybe a few bits of history. If we instead inject religion, then you serve a large portion of the population with bullshit, and the rest withdraw from society and form their own school systems. This is a divisive force, and will work wonders to drive large wedges into already aggravated fractures currently busy destroying our culture. We don't need this shit, and your book isn't helping, Dick. A literal interpretation of the Bible says that the earth has foundations, is somehow flat, and that the absolutely physics-defying act of stopping Sol and Luna is not only possible, but likely. The rest of the first world is already laughing at us for going round and round about this shit, cheering us on all the while. Why? It means more university slots and more jobs for their children, much better prepared for the rigors of life in a technological world than anyone trained in this sort of environment. We cannot let this stand, lest we lose the hard-won knowledge of our forebears, and wind up in the same sort of dark age that Islam sank into centuries ago. We started to struggle out of one of those about 400 years ago, and statements like that threaten to send us right back. At this point in our development as a species, we can ill afford to take that giant step backwards. If what happened to Islam is any indication, we may never make it back out again. I want to thank Wildwood Claire for the heads up on this. I saw your comment on the video, and felt a video reply would be more effective than an extended comment in the thread. As Mr. Bunbun said in one of his comments, to bastards like him, it's freedom for my religion. Claire is a lovely YouTuber and self-professed geology nut, and I encourage you all to check out her Geodesy series, and join her for coffee most Sundays. It's a lot of fun. Claire, if you're listening, I wholeheartedly recommend Dick here for the coveted Brass Ass Award. Even if he is a Republican.